Do you really think you eat fruits directly from tree? Think again. So, choose which one apple that you will eat. At the left, an apple that has undergone a post-harvest process, and at the right, the fruit that does not going under for post-harvest process. 100% you guys will choose the post-harvest product, right? So, here's a short story about post-harvest. In a very peaceful apple farm, there is a farmer named Ame. Ame is always planted and grow a very high quality apple. He will harvest, collect and sell the apples to the buyer as soon as possible to maintain its freshness. Suddenly, right before he wants to sell his apple, a very bad weather is happening. The sales need to be held. Ame does not have knowledge about post-harvest, so he just stored the apples in his house. After 2 days, the storm is finally gone, and Mutu, the buyer, is coming to Ame's farm to buy the apple. Unfortunately, Mutu said that the apple is no longer fresh, so Mutu offered a lower price for the apple. Ame does not have a choice except sell the apple to Mutu, or he will suffer loss from the apple being rot. Ame is sad. After the agreement, Mutu buys the apple and going to the market. Mutu arrived at the market with the apple. He met Akyong, who owned a fruit stall at the market. Mutu would like to sell the apple to Akyong, the apple that he buy from Ame's farm. But again, Akyong said that the apple is already a low quality, so Akyong only offer a low price to Mutu. That is because there are several apples that has turned bad due to reckless driving from Mutu. In addition, the apple have been stored in an inappropriate way for 2 days, so the freshness is gone. Mutu have no choice. Then he still sell the apple to Akyong with a cheaper price. Mutu is sad. Unfortunately, Akyong is also sad because he only got to sell a low quality apples to his customer. The very next day, John's family visit the market to buy some apples. John see a cheap apple from Akyong's stall. So, John decided to buy the fruits and bring it home so they can eat together. As they arrive at home, John's daughter finds that almost half of the fruit is damaged. Mostly, it is very dried. This can be caused by Akyong, who displayed the fruit at an open container, and some of the apple has lost its moisture due to the sun. So John and his family are very sad because they cannot eat a fresh apple. At the end, nobody happy because of the apple. This can be prevented if the farmer, which is Ame, the distributor in this case Mutu, and also the retailer, which is Akyong, know how to do a proper post-harvest handling. If the apples handled properly at the very beginning, the apple will be still fresh and edible until arrive at the consumer hand. So the fruit stay fresh, all of them stay happy. That is a quick hint about post-harvest. So, what is actually a post-harvest? Post-harvest is a set of handling practices and applications that protect the quality of fresh fruits and vegetables from the time of harvest until the time of consumption. So, why we need post-harvest? We does not want our product become bad or damaged. This can resulting a loss in revenue. Next, we want to keep our product fresh. Fresh means higher price. Then, for export purpose, for a product is eligible to be exported, a strict post-harvest handling is required in order to achieve the export quality level. Then, to increase product shelf life. The longer the product shelf life, the longer the fruit can maintain its value. When we do post-harvest, basically post-harvest start from trees and finish when it goes to our stomach. Post-harvest need to be done quickly in order to maintain the product at its best state in form of freshness, shape, taste and texture. Don't wait too long or it will be rot. So, who will do post-harvest? Firstly, post-harvest start from farmer itself. This is because farmers is the first person who remove the fruit from the trees, or we can call it harvest. Second, the factory worker. The factory worker is a person who in charge in handling the fruit at the factory. There are so many steps happen here. So next, driver. This person can affect the food quality indirectly by his driving skill. And finally, management. So what is management do in post-harvest? The management that involved in post-harvest is include all of type of management, either at the farm, factory and also at the market. So, how to do post-harvest? Firstly, at the farm, farmer should choose and only harvest the most suitable fruit or ripened fruit. Next, the transportation. A suitable transportation should be used or it can affect the fruit itself. Next, build a temporary shelter to prevent a direct sunlight toward the harvested fruit that can be result dehydrated or dry fruits. Second, at the factory, the initial process is washing the product to remove impurities, and the next step is waxing process to protect outer layer of the fruit and also give shining looks. Next, a proper packaging according to types of product for a better protection. Finally, store the product at a suitable temperature storage or suitable size storage. For shelf display, environment must have a suitable moisture and temperature level according to the product preference. In addition, provide production date and also expiry date of the product.
In many developing countries, fresh produce that's harvested on farms is packed into soft-walled baskets or thrown into an open truck bed. It's then transported to markets, exposed to weather and contaminants along the way. Just a few days after harvest, that produce gets battered and bruised, and the nutritious food quickly goes from ripe to rotten. This is the story of post-harvest loss. Every piece of food lost represents a waste of scarce natural resources. According to the UN Food and Agriculture Organization, over $750 billion in lost food revenue simply rots away. Further, the amount of greenhouse gases caused by food loss is roughly the equivalent of adding an additional 7 billion cars on the road, making it a significant contributor to climate change. But of all the problems resulting from food loss, malnutrition is especially devastating. Today, 1 in 3 people survive on diets that lack the vitamins and minerals needed to grow properly, live active lives, and raise healthy families. These essential nutrients are most available in fresh fruits, vegetables, dairy, and meat. The risk of malnutrition increases when those foods are unavailable or unaffordable. Post-harvest loss and food waste looks very different all over the world. In developed countries, food is mostly wasted on farm or at the consumer level. But in developing regions, it's just the opposite. In sub-Saharan Africa, for example, FAO estimates roughly half of fresh fruits and vegetables are lost before they ever reach consumers. At GAIN, we are dedicated to eliminating food loss between the farm and the market through our Post-Harvest Loss Alliance for Nutrition, or PLAN. By reducing the loss of fish in Indonesia and tomatoes in Nigeria by just 25%, we can provide an adequate daily supply of protein for 1 million children and vitamin A for over 800,000. To do this, we're supporting a cold chain of cooling and distribution centres, refrigerated trucks and warehouses to extend the freshness of foods. We're promoting better packaging and crating systems to protect food from damage during transportation and sale. We're encouraging food processors to move closer to the farm and advocating for food processing techniques like canning and drying that increases and extends their availability year-round. It is critical that we get this right. With a global population expected to reach 9.8 billion by 2050, we can't afford to lose half of the food we grow. Reducing post-harvest loss means more food and better nutrition for a healthy world.
So that's all. Introduction to post-harvest handling. I hope that this video can help any non-agriculture and also agriculture student or personnel to gain a knowledge or improve the knowledge in post-harvest handling. I can conclude that post-harvest is the most important thing in order you to have a high quality fruits or products. By doing a post-harvest, we can maintain the initial shape until the end. So appreciate all of the process and all of the personnel that doing the post-harvest. Have a good day. See you again.